Good evening. This is Joe Hop, Outlook USA. I have a report on Citigroup here. I'm going to read it to you. Citigroup commercial firearms policy requires firearms only to be sold to people aged 21 or older, that gun purchasers pass a background check, and restrict sales of bump stocks or high-capacity magazines. If retail clients of Citigroup refuse to enact Citigroup's best practices over the coming months, they are free to part ways with the bank, Corbett said. If they opt not to, we will respect their decision and work with them to transition their business away from us. Okay. So basically, Citigroup saying to the country, we don't respect the Constitution. We don't respect your gun rights. We think you ought to be 21 to be able to buy a firearm, not 18. And if our retail clients, it goes beyond that, disagree with us, they can no longer do business with Citigroup. Guess what? Nobody on the face of the earth should do business with Citigroup. And I'm just going to read you a little bit of something else. Now, bear in mind, this is a company, a U.S. company, okay? Well, let me just read a little about Citigroup as I've been reading in the past. Titled this one is, How Taxpayers Were Royally Screwed on the Citigroup Bailout, Part 1. When the U.S. taxpayers bailed out Citigroup and its two billionaire shareholders, Saudi Prince Alawid bin Talal and Sandy Wheel, the company's former chairman and CEO, the public was unaware of just how financially corrupted the firm had become. We have those perpetually invisible hands of lawyers at the SEC and Citigroup to thank for it. In this December 14th, 2007 letter, Gary Crittenden, CFO of Citigroup at the time, responded to questions of serious financial irregularities posed by Kevin Vaughan, branch chief at the time of the SEC. Page 22 to 32 of this correspondence has been completely redacted. They are still redacted after the U.S. taxpayers pumped $45 billion into the firm, over $300 billion in loan guarantees, and over $2 trillion in absurdly low-cost loans from the Federal Reserve Bank in New York, where Sandy Wells sat on the board of directors from January 01 through December 06. Okay, so what we're going to say here now is Citigroup is at war with the Constitution. Citigroup is at war with conservative Americans. Citigroup is at war with the Bill of Rights. Citigroup is at war with civil rights. And Citigroup, a multinational Saudi-owned bank who has no gratitude and no patriotic alliance with the United States at all right now, is an enemy of the state, is the enemy of the people. So I would suggest that anybody, research, tear up your Citi cards, take your deposits out of Citibank, switch your loans, whatever you can do to counter this. And find out who friends of Citibanks are. Find out what retailers do business after this debacle with Citibank and never buy from them again. This is a multifaceted front we are up against here. We have the progressives, we have the globalists, we have Citigroup, we have the Rhino Republicans. We're on an island right now, and we really need to lock shoulders and come out of this, because things aren't looking very good at all. And I just posted an article on my Facebook, Joe Hop, the other day about a man who was arrested and is going to do prison time in Great Britain for teaching in a satire comedy, for a YouTube satire, he taught his, what was it, a boxer, Mary, or a pug, to give his paw to the Sieg Heil Hitler sign. It was a joke to his girlfriend, and now he's doing prison time. I know that's unrelated to this, but it's not. None of this is unrelated. We're the only bastion of freedom and freedom of expression at the table anymore. The United States and European countries holding on to it by a thread. And we're the only thing that's in the way of everybody losing their freedoms. And Citigroup doesn't give a shit. I said I had contempt for Bank of America. Well, Citigroup just jumped to the front of the line. And let's see if these other banks jump on board with them. If they give us no banks to go to, we'll self-bank. We'll go to credit unions and little community banks. The hell with them all. Would you rather have your freedom? Would you rather have your liberties? Would you rather have your speech? Would you rather have the ability to protect yourself? Or would you rather have those fat cats with their fat cat credit cards? Beyond that, I love you all. And to my misinformed, misdirected, progressive Stepford people, smile on a stick friends, I love you guys too. Thank you very much.